Welcome back all. So, getting ready for wipe in the future. So, DayZ editor, we need to do some work. And we'll be working on Livonia, because that will be the next wipe. So, a few things to do. Not massive. Yeah. There we are, there's a river. There's the river. Wrong way, that way. So to start with, we need to change each of the bridges into checkpoints. We then need to wall off so you can't swim across the river. I then need to do off-stream cover-up debug, and then I need to add a trader in, and that's what needs to be ready to go. So, first bridge is there, which is the railway bridge. Can you get a vehicle across there? You could. But we need checkpoints now. Which side are we going to checkpoint? We're going to checkpoint this side facing that way. Okay. So this will be a tower. High stakes. You're right. As you can see, we're building a map. Hi, Jack. Okay, stakes, not a problem. Yeah, and I know what you meant, mate. It's not a problem. What's it called? BMP. There we go. Right, happy with that. Save as Livonia bridges, save. Okay. Right, next bridge. Oh, there's a lot of editor is a nightmare to do. It's not. It's easy enough. It's just time consuming. And I have a lot of work that's really boring to do on this map to get it to where I want it ready for the white. I want to turn each of these bridges into a checkpoint. I then want to wall off debug right round the map and then wall off the river, so the only way to cross is across bridges. Most of them being foot traffic only, one of them being vehicle traffic, with the idea being that the south, so the side we're on now, fought back to keep the north out, and we can channel players. So if players have a vehicle, the only route will be the bridge at that far end to get across to this side. But we need to make it look right. One for vehicle. Yes, just one. Just one for vehicles. The rest of them will be foot traffic only. Remember, when I'm making a map, it's about trying to force interaction. So, if players want to have a vehicle, that's a risk in itself. But if they can cross on any bridge, there's no risk. You know, at the end of the day, they can drive somewhere, come into fire, turn around and drive off somewhere else and cross. They've got a choice of 5 or 6 crossings. If you're channeling players, there's a better chance of there being a firefight. So for players that don't want a vehicle, their risk is they can't carry so much gear, it's slower for them, the game is harder. So it's risk versus reward. So I'm trying to channel players into killing zones, as horrible as that sounds. But if we're going to give players vehicles, which I think we are, then, well, one vehicle, or one vehicle type, then what we need to do is channel how they use it. That doesn't mean you could have your base in there. You know, you could use your vehicle over all of that, and then when you wanted to go the other side, you could just walk across, or you could have your base here. keep your vehicle here. You know, there's not a major issue. There's ways and means. Alright then, main road block off. Let's guardhouse. I want the one with the, there we go. That's got any back entrances. Back entrances there, so that needs to be here somewhere. Because they need to have access to it still. So somewhere like that, just see if it sits right. Sort of. Yeah, we can sink that in a little bit. Let's see if that, no, because the road comes through. So let's bring that out by next to no time at all. There we go. Six right there. That's okay. Might have to get into the car. Might have car. Here's an open base. Yeah, so different players will choose things differently. I don't do vehicles, but on this map I might do, because the vehicle I'm going to give you will make things different. Hi Niels. We're just starting work on the next map. This doesn't mean that it's wiping yet. All what I'm doing is I'm starting to build the edit that I give you guys to play on. So I take the base map and then I start to add things to it. No. And I'm blocking off bridges but trying to make them each a little bit different so they don't all feel the same. Because all these buildings will also have loot in them. Next bridge to block. Stakes is like, you're doing what? You're blocking all these bridges. When are you going to let me cross? So the law of Livonia has always been, why do you want to block the bridges? Because we're going to give people access to vehicles. So we're going to force them to only be able to use with vehicles one bridge, which means they're more likely to meet other players and have a firefight. I try and force interaction. Get players to bump into each other, have a firefight, someone dies, someone gets the loot. So players that want to use vehicles have a higher risk of dying. basically. So if you don't want to use a vehicle, you've got a better chance of survival, but you can carry less gear, and that's the reason. Yeah. Back coffee time. Okay, so we're on to bridge number 3. Bridge number 2, we sort of got where we wanted to. Let's pop back. There you are, bridge number 2. Couple of broken vehicles, Livonia Tower, giving you nice arcs of fire across here. Still travel on foot, just won't be to get through with the vehicle. No, there won't be a helicopter. Certainly not. What you've got to remember is I do a survival style play. So my maps are based upon 11 years ago. All the cars were driven off. Everything was used up. Fuel's all gone. Most of the food's gone. I build survival maps. So the vehicle I'm going to give players, I'm not going to tell you what it is, will be scattered in parts all over. Gyrocopter I can't do unless we put expansion on, and I won't put expansion on. I hated it. I just don't like it. It has its uses. It's just not for me. I prefer the control of individual mods than using a complete mod that takes over. And you don't need helis. Livonia, it feels like a massive map, but it isn't. If you think the trader's going to be somewhere this side of the map, I'm not telling you where yet. You'll see it when I build it. Players will be forced to live this side of the map, but where you choose to live is up to you. You know, you can do from... where are we? So if you cross on foot here, move through this town, so it's going to be my summer car in DayZ. Then you move up. You might not be a car I give you. Don't. It won't be a bicycle. It will have a motor. It will have an engine in it. Just you can get up here quite quickly if you stay on the main road. It doesn't take forever. It's not a massive map. You know, and up here you're at sort of the top of the map now. Bunkers over there somewhere. Military camps are there. We're not that far from start ground. It's a bigger map than Pacific Northwest, but it's not a massive map by any means. And this side of the river, you can run from here to the top of the map in less than half an hour. There'll be a lot more stuff to loot, and there's going to be a lot more stuff in the world and less in traders. A monster truck. Highly unlikely. If you know what I'm like as a map designer. Highly unlikely. But good guess. Also, vehicles are very unstable, because it's just the nature of DayZ. So when I put vehicles in, I'm opening myself up to lots of players going, my vehicle broke and I lost all my gear, help. And no matter how many times I put in the rules that we're not going to compensate at all for vehicles, use vehicles at your own risk, players will forever be opening support tickets for help with vehicles. No, the new map will be paid DLC. So it's not due out till fall, but they haven't said when in the fall. They've said about €30, so in my ink, 29 quid, because they always convert. BI just do straight, so it'll be $30, €30, £30. But it's going to be a snow map that has some of the Namalsk freezing food mechanics built in, with new animals like reindeer and rabbits, with new illnesses, new clothing, new weapons, new buildings, everything. Livonia's going free, but the new map will be a paid DLC. So, but it's not. But we're still looking at quite a while before it launches. So, how are we going to block this one off? You're like, please don't block it off. You don't have to block it off. So, we're going to need a guard tower. That's easy. And Livonia towers I like giving to you guys because you get good loot on them. Land mill control tower. Land mill control tower. Land mill. There we go. Where's my entrances on that side? Paid for Livonia. They should give me some. They should give some of the pays for Livonia a free Frostline map, but we'll buy it anyway. So, whether we like this or not, the ones of us that have already paid for Livonia are going to get on PC only a soundtrack. I'll pay for it because I'm a massive fan of DayZ. I also like survival maps, and anything that brings a more survival element stuff to DayZ's got to be a good thing. It means we don't need to load lots of mods, you know, to get. So at the moment, if I want to run freezing cold food and all that sort of stuff, I have to add it as more mods. Can you add the killdozer for me? Just for me? No. Good try. I'm giving you guys a vehicle. Against my better judgment, you're going to get a vehicle. And it's going to be a fun vehicle to use. But I'm not going to add in lots of extra mods all the time. Everything I'm adding in has been calculated for speed for the server, so it doesn't lag too much, for how difficult it will be to get vehicles working. So so the vehicle that we're having will spawn in parts all over the map, and what you'll need to do is find all the bits and get them to wherever you want to assemble it. You'll then build the vehicle and then you can use it. We're going to have to add a method of making people similar to an ATV. That's probably quite similar to what you're going to get. What you're then going to have to do is I'm going to have to add a mod so you secure the vehicle. It's not going to be lockable. If you leave it and someone steals it, that's your problem, not mine. It's a survival map. But we'll have a way of you locking it in your base. What I'm going to have to do though is all vehicles that aren't in bases weekly delete. Otherwise, people will keep making these vehicles and leave them all over the map, and the map will fill with lag, and it will be bad for everybody. So I have to be wary of that. I'm not going to sell them in Trader. Trader's changing completely. Trader's going to become. It's only going to sell. It's going to sell 2 groups of items or 3 groups of items only, and buy 2 things off players for nails only. Everything else will be on the map. We won't have airdrops anymore. We're going to put survivor missions in instead, so you've got something to physically do to find better loot, because we're going to put everything in there as per, not standard, but available. Right, how are we going to block this off? I need a wall that's easy to use. Let's go for silage again, because It's such an easy wall to work with. Stick some barbed wire in at the sides. Because you know how much I love barbed wire, because I can make it work. Not that one. That one. You can do the one, spawn the vehicle in the base and redo the lag. I think you just need to build it first. You can do like you can spawn the vehicle in your base. We're not spawning vehicles in bases. That doesn't fit into survival maps, mate. Sorry. So you'll find the items out on the ground. There are plenty of maps that give you all manner of vehicles and cars and fancy helicopters that you can play. I don't build those maps. I do... not hardcore survival, but I do survival maps. Virtual garage, no, we're not having virtual garages. I'm playing a server at the moment where you can, your vehicle, you can, using a wrench, you can turn it into a piece of paper and store it in your base. That's great, but where's the realism? What happens if someone raids your base? You know, they can't get into your garage. Where's the cars? So no, so I wouldn't have the virtual garage. You'll have the ability of building garages in your base, and your vehicle will be preserved if it's in your garage. But if you build a garage, that's going to use up one of your code locks securing your vehicle, or securing the building you put your vehicle in. Again, your choice. Yeah, it's all about choices and risk versus reward. If you want a vehicle, have one, but it's going to make life... the reward you get is you can move over the map quicker. But because you can move over the map quicker, we make life a little bit harder for you. Now, can we get through that gap? Yes, we can. Okay, that's that one. Nice and easy. Just don't touch the barbed wire when you come through. I can see you're all thinking, cool, if we keep asking Goblin nicely, we'll get all these things we want. You don't know Goblin. The fact that players said, if we're going to play Livonia, can we have vehicles because it's a bigger map? And I said yes, is massive. But we won't... I will announce in the next few weeks what vehicle you're going to have within the Discord. You will see and have an idea then, and how we're going to do it. File save as Livonia Bridges save. Okay. Now, how many bridges do we have left? Where are we? We're about middle of the map, aren't we? Yeah, because there's a prison. Okay, it's not so bad. No, I get that. And if it was reversed, I'd be saying to you, can we have British weapons? Can we have British camouflage uniforms? Can we have stuff that I would want? It's going to be my take of Livonia. The reason I'm doing the main reason for doing Livonia is it's going free. So a lot of players haven't bought it because they refuse to buy DLC. So they won't have played Livonia. Suddenly they're going to have Livonia for free, So we might get players going up on the numbers of player playing on a server. And I love the Livonia map. I think it's a really nice map. Especially when you have my sort of rules where you can build where you like apart from the trader and the bunker. Build anywhere else you want. It will mean that players have a better chance of building good bases. And we're going to be a different base building mod. We're doing things slightly different next wipe. I've also got a mod that will change the bunker into something you can do solo. So at the moment, to do the bunker on Livonia, there needs to be at least 2 of you. One to operate the water and the other person to go into the end area. Where what we're bringing in is a different edit to the bunker that allows you to do the end area solo. So that'll be nice. No, we need a guard house, I think. We haven't put one of them in for a while. It needs to have the bit that stops it. Right, the door is there. And the gate is there. So if we put it somewhere like there. Let's make a troll bridge and charge for passing players. Hey, this goblin don't like no trolls. There's nothing to stop people deciding to live under a bridge. The map thing I'm putting in for you to edit play with will allow it. Kidding, I like to find loot overtaking it, overfaking it. Overtaking it, yeah. Us loot goblins need to stick together. You're a trainee loot goblin, I'm sure. We will use the Livonia tower. So, land mill. Land mill control, wasn't it? Control. Somewhere like that. By putting it at an angle, it's going to cause problems for players. Okay, that won't work. Let's bring it out there a little bit. We need to take it up a stage higher. There we go. Now we need to block off that and block down to there and block down to there to stop players driving around that corner and falling down. So if we put silage in, can you just build a ramp to the bridge so you can drive your vehicle over? You can if you built your base there. Because you can't build anything unless you put a flag up. So yes, if you built your base there, you could do that. But I would expect other players to raid you because they would know where you live. Yeah? If I found someone that had built over a road, I will raid them. I will blow all their doors in and take everything they own. Yeah? But you could do it if you wish to. I don't have any problems with people doing that. They can find a way over the bridge, go for it. Just, if you got stuck on top of a fence and you opened up a ticket saying I got stuck on top of a fence, I would laugh at you and leave it to you to work out how to solve the problem. Yeah? Silage wall. There we go. Yeah, if we pop that in there. That blocks off that bit. So the guard that's going in has some sort of cover. Now, where's this down here? We're going to be kind on this one. Just, it does happen occasionally. We will give people another well. Look at this. This is kindness for you. Another well. And Now I need to silage it down. I need to barbed wire. Barbed wire. That one. Up there. She's still got that way through. Bring that out of the ground. That's enough. Stick another piece in here. Even if I had 100 doors, even if I saw 100 doors, then for at the moment, so it will be 5 code locks for the next one. Because it'd be hard to get explosives. And it'll be easy to build quite a secure base. That might change depending on how long, depending on the votes. If we get a vote for a longer wipe, I'll allow people more code locks. If it's a shorter wipe, less code locks, because there has to be a chance of people raiding before the end of wipe. Okay, so for some reason that's UI's failed. Control Shift U. Thank you. Now let's try a bus. No, it's wreck, isn't it? Wreck. Well, we got a wrecked bus. Yes, we have. Hi, Nerg. How are you, mate? Round the back there, that's sorted. File save as Livonia Bridges save. Okay, now we need to load that file. Open Livonia Bridges. Open. Good, it's back. I'm doing well, mate. How are you? Another bridge dump. Fly over. I've got one bridge there, and then I've got 2, 3, 4. That's the bridge we're leaving open. That is the bridge you will be allowed to use with vehicles. Now we're just going to use Rex for this one. Maybe not that. I need something big that's broken. I'm going to build a base that's over the water so you can use it like a private bridge. Go for it if you wish to. Again, yeah, I don't have a problem with you doing that, Niels, but if you do it and you get raided because people can find your base easily, that's a consequence of your action, yeah? Yeah, you see, do you see what I mean? If people want to build their own bridges over the river, I'm more than happy for them to do it. Just there is a consequence to doing that. Thrown its tracks. If my friend and I build 2 bases in each, could we have 10 code locks then? It's a solo server. If you and your friend build 2 bases joined together, I will unlock all your doors and tell everybody on the server where you both live, because you'll be breaking the rules. Yeah? I track all of that information. It's a solo server. You can run with friends, you can't live with them. And you don't then get double the code locks. Yeah? It's not... Again, there are lots of maps out there that allow you to have lots of people in a team. That's not what we try and do on our servers. We try and allow the solo player to have an experience where they are not up against groups of people. But good try. So I don't have a problem, because you could build a base, your friend could live a kilometre away, a mile away from you in their base. You could help each other out. What you can't do is leave items in each other's bases or log out inside each other's bases. I don't give you any identification way of running like groupings. So if you decide to go on a mission together and you come against 2 or 3 other people that are all on missions in the same area, you have to try and work out who your friends are and not shoot them. That we could build 2 flags. Yes, you could. Again, I would delete one of them at random, whichever one I decided to delete. Every flag that's placed on the map, I know about. I log all flags, and I monitor what people are doing. And if I think people are taking the piss, I'll deal with it. Yeah? If people are breaking rules on my server, and they keep breaking rules, they'll get banned from my server. And I don't have a problem with doing that either. So yeah, you could stick up 2 flags, but you're not allowed to in the rules. Apart from if you're moving house. Can we get a vehicle through there? That is the question. Yes, you probably could. So we need to stick something in to stop that happening. Afternoon, how are you? Won't get a vehicle through there now, will you? That's blocked for vehicles. I'm good, thank you. Just starting the Livonia build, so whatever people vote for, I've got less work to suddenly have to try and fit into a weekend. This could be a checkpoint 1, couldn't it? This opens itself up nicely to be a checkpoint 1. So, guardhouse. I wonder what sandbags are called on here. Fence? Yeah. Yeah. And because I'm giving players vehicles, I have to force people that are using vehicles to only have one bridge. I'm really leaving it up to players. Whatever the vote comes back to is what I'll go with. Option 2 probably works the best for me. and my hand is forced. Well, it's not forced. You know, I could choose not to run the new map in autumn, the fall. But by not running the new map, I'm doing myself a disfavour, because by running the new map, we're likely to get players on the server. And it's already got all the mechanics in to be a survival server, and that appeals. And I won't have to add a lot of mods. We can just do the build, add a base building mod in, add maybe airdrops or something similar in, and then we're in. More PvP risks if you want to travel by wheels. Thank you. Exactly. There'll just be one bridge that you can cross by vehicle, which means that anyone that has a vehicle will be forced to use that crossing. And that's my idea on it. And because of how we run a map, I don't have a problem with people building a base in the middle of a bridge. But if you blocked off the only bridge available, 100% you will get raided. Yeah. And building it's going to be difficult because people are going to shoot you every time you leave your house. Players want vehicles, I'll give them vehicles. That's okay, just for this map. But that doesn't mean I'll make it easy for people. I need a way of blocking that up, because this is not going to be the bridge we're going to use. So the bridge we're going to... So how I'm thinking of my law being is the war happened between the two sides of the map, and this side stopped this side getting through. But there needed to be one bridge they could exchange prisoners on, which will be the bridge that's open. Still be secured with guard towers of differences at either end. So, players could get into a guard tower facing the other side of the bridge and sit there with a sniper rifle. Okay. It's my favourite map. I think the new map might become my favourite map, but it is my favourite map. I love Livonia. Really nicely done. But it was written as a survival map. So there's more woods, there's more areas to hide, there's more survival mechanics in there. That doesn't work. I don't want everything to look exactly the same. So trying to build the bridges to look different is important. Fence. A prison fence. Have we got it here? Yes. No. I never played Chimsey until it was on your server, and I liked that. And now the same for Pacific Northwest. Yeah. And when Livonia becomes free for everybody, end of this month, I'm guessing, then, because they got a big announcement on the 20th, so in 11 days' time. At that point, realistically, the people that play Livonia is going to go up. And people that don't own it will automatically get it, which will be nice for them. How are we going to block that off without it looking like the same as everything else we do? There's only a log pile there for his little fire. That makes sense for a guard to have a log pile, doesn't it? Also sort of makes sense for some trees around here. It gives a little bit of cover for players. Let them cut down. There we go. Lots of barbed wire. Yeah, I'm using barbed wire all the time, so this needs to be one that people can get through. There's a risk. You've got to run across a bridge, but people, not vehicle traffic. That might work. It's a feed trailer. Oh, actually, no. That actually. There we go. Right, and because I'm kind in this area, we're going to give you some better loot. So... maybe not that one, too big. That one will do. And then well, that works. Right, on to the next one. This one's blocked, and then the next one is the actual bridge we're going to allow people to cross. So this one has already got half a military checkpoint on it, so a nice Livonia tower. So land control. No control. There we are. Bring that up. Take it that way a little bit, that way, bring it up a bit more, and drop it to there. There we go. What's that called? That's called wall barricade. See if we've got that as part of our pack. No. So wall underscore barricade. No. So we don't have that. That's an asset I can't have access to. Shame. BMP. One there. And then we will barbed wire it. So you still be able to climb over there. You've got some loot in here. You've got a well. Did it give you a well? Did it give you a well? Not on this one. But you have a well here, I think, anyway. No, you have a lot here, though. There's a police crash normally here. That'll do for that one. And now the last bridge is the bridge we're going to allow people to drive over. When are we going to play? So in the Discord, I've put on a place for you to add into chat. It's now 4:30 roughly UK time. I need to eat some food. I will go onto the server and I'll be in that chat, the training chat on the Discord. Whenever you're ready, join the training chat. So I expect it'll be about an hour. And then join the training chat. I'll bring you onto the server. I'll teleport you to me and I'll take you through some training. Okay? Whatever you need to learn, I'll teach you how to do. But I won't be streaming it. Okay. I will save it there. Bridges. Save. And I will come off now because I need to go and have some tea and get ready for tonight to do some training for Nils.